Hello guys, and Happy New Year to you all. This is actually my second time filming this video because I filmed the entire thing yesterday and then realised I had a big fat eyelash on the end of my nose, like a big mascara covered eyelash right on the end of my nose, and I don't know how I didn't see it in the monitor, but I didn't see it and I was like, I cannot upload my final YouTube video for a while. Don't know if it's forever yet, I'll get onto that in a minute, with a big fat eyelash on my nose. So I'm refilming it today. It's also a little bit later than I wanted to upload because I was just exhausted after Christmas. We hosted Christmas and then it was River's birthday, and I meant to film this video on New Year's Eve and put it up that day, and I just didn't get around to it, and I just thought I'm just gonna prioritize resting for a couple of days and then I will upload it in the new year. So here I am, here we are with my top products of 2021, and as a lot of you know, I'm actually going to be taking a bit of a break from YouTube. I don't know how long for, whether it is going to be permanent, whether it's not going to be permanent. I'm basically just taking a bit of time away from this platform to kind of gather a bit of kind of perspective, momentum on what I've been doing, because I've made this video before and most of you will already have seen it. So basically just to step back for a little bit and have a little bit of breathing space and a little bit of time off from doing it, because I've been doing it non-stop for 12 and a half years. Quite a long time. Quite a long time. So yes, this is going to be my last YouTube video for a while at least. And firstly, before I start talking about the product, I just want to say such a big thank you to all of you for your support over the years, but also for all of your comments over the past couple of months since I announced I was going to be taking a break. It's been very, very emotional for me reading the comments, and I haven't gotten back to everybody because it's been really difficult for me to even read them. It feels almost like I'm reading my own obituary, which is really dark and weird. But amazing to have that support from you guys and have such a good connection with you all. There's been so many of you who've been following since the early days, and that really is incredible, and I just really so appreciate your support. The other thing I wanted to say is I'm still going to be on Instagram like every single day, so come and hang out with me on there, and I will be doing a few of my kind of staple video formats in the beauty side of things will be kind of tweaked for Instagram. So whether it's monthly favorites or reviews and things like that, I'll still be doing beauty related stuff on Instagram and my usual Instagram content. I'm just not going to be making more long form videos and more specifically vlogs on YouTube for the foreseeable. So we'll see. Anyway, without further ado, I've been waffling for 3 minutes now. My favourite products of the year, not all of them are necessarily new, not all of them are necessarily like new releases or new to me. It's just what I've been loving, what I've been using, and what's just like I've been reaching for over and over again. The older I get, the more I tend to stick to the same products. I think over the years, like when I first started YouTube, I was trying so many different things, trying so many different looks, bright colours, like kind of finding my feet with what I like to wear. And I think the older you get, the less experimental you get with makeup in terms of that. Like you learn what you like, you learn what suits you, and you kind of stick with that. So I definitely discover a lot less or a lot fewer new products now, but the ones that I do kind of keep in my makeup bag on a kind of regular basis tend to be the ones that really are standout. So I'm going to start off with beauty, obviously beauty stuff, it's all beauty stuff. I'm gonna start off with makeup. Firstly, a foundation, and I've spoken about this a few times before. It's the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation, and it's one of those kind of foundation skincare hybrid products. I don't know about the skincare element of it, but what I do know about this product is that I just love the way it performs. It blends so nicely, it's so easy to work with, it looks really natural, but at the same time gives you a really kind of flawless finish. It covers up a multitude of sins. It says water light medium coverage, natural radiant finish, and I think that kind of sums it all up. It's really natural. If you guys have followed me for a while, you will know that's how I like my makeup. Natural with a bit of glow, not too matte, not too kind of overly dewy, just like really like nice and natural and kind of pretty. Love this stuff. It comes in a lot of shades. The shade I wear is medium neutral. I think they have about 35 or 40 plus shades. Yeah, medium neutral 31 is my shade, and I really like it, and it actually looks full because I've just shaken it up, but it's actually probably about down here. It's lasted forever. I've been using this loads and loads over the past probably year and a half. The other thing that I love complexion wise is the bareMinerals Hyaluronic Hydra Concealer. Now, I can't remember if this came out last year or this year. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like with COVID, everything's kind of blended into one. And a lot of things, I'm like, was that 2021 or was that in 2020? I can't remember. But I really love this. This has been my kind of go-to concealer. The shade I wear is 300 Medium Fair, which is a good kind of all-rounder shade for me. I do also have the shade Lighter to use under my eyes as well, which works really well for me. But this one is a really good all-rounder that is kind of, you know, can cover up but also slightly brighten as well. It's like that medium kind of tone for me if you don't want to use two different shades. Really like that. I like also how it's like, it has coverage but it's not drying because it's part of their hyaluronic range. You guys know if you follow me a lot, bareMinerals Hyaluronic powder I love, and I also love their primer from that range. Just really, really good. The other thing that's a new discovery this year that I've loved is from bareMinerals. This is the Faux Tan Loose Bronzer. Now, like, loose powder bronzers were not a thing that I thought I was gonna ever fall in love with because they're just like, this is just very messy, and I feel like it's something that I've probably seen before and been like, meh, not for me. Looks like I'm gonna make a mess with that. However, I went to an event with bareMinerals, I feel like it was probably in the summer, maybe the end of the summer, and their Nikki Makeup was there doing a demonstration of like putting on someone's makeup. We were all following along. It was like a makeup masterclass. It was really fun actually. And she used this product and I swear to God, everyone in the room was like, wow, I need that. It blends so nicely. And I have to say, like, this color looks like it would be way too dark for me. But I think it's one of those products that's quite flexible in terms of like the tones that it fits into. There are a few different colors of it. The other one that I've tried is Warmth, which is a little bit more orangey, which is nice but better for summertime. This is really good for my skin tone to kind of contour and kind of shape and also just warm everything up a little bit. Really like this. Like I said, it blends beautifully. I also love to use it on the eyes. It just looks really, really nice and works really well on the eyes. Didn't think I would love it, but I do. And another bareMinerals product that I've absolutely loved, and I feel like this was a favorite last year as well. Like I said, everything kind of blurred into one over the past couple of years, is the bareMinerals Blonzer. I'm still using this. I still love it. I have the color Kiss of Rose. There are a couple of different other shades. There's like a coppery one. I just love this because it really is that, like, it has slightly metallic like side to it, which you would think would not be very nice, but it's just like really warming and really nice. As the name would suggest, it's a bronzer and blush mixed together, so it's kind of warm, and it just kind of picks up your complexion really nicely. I really like that. Like I said, there are a few shades, but that's the rosy one, which is kind of my best suited to my skin tone. And then another blush product that is actually a new discovery for me. I'm not sure how new this brand is. I had never heard of them before, but they are stocked on Cult Beauty, and it's Lee, like Fleur de Lis. I think it's pronounced that like that anyway, L-Y-S. This is their Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush in the colour Self Love, which is a beautiful rose, slightly mauvey kind of blush rose colour. So pretty. I love cream blush products and kind of liquid blush products because they just allow you to kind of really work with the product really nicely. They blend in really nicely, and I also love using them like on your lips, on your eyes. Also really, really love the packaging. It's a very unusual shape, but it feels really premium, really nice. What else have I got to show you? Two eyeshadow palettes that I've been loving this year. The first one is from Charlotte Tilbury, and also honorary shout out before I move on from blushes and bronzers to the Charlotte Tilbury Super Nudes face palette, because I left that in London and I haven't been back since to get it to feature in this video, but it's so good with the highlighter and the bronzer and the blusher all in the palette, and it's just divine. Love it. But their eyeshadow palette of that, or from that collection, the Super Nudes palette, so nice. I've used this countless times. It's, none of the colours are actually matte. They're all like slightly satin finish, but they're really, really beautiful, and I feel like it covers all your bases. I feel like sometimes with neutral palettes, they don't give you a light, light tone or a dark, dark tone, whereas this, they've got like off-white kind of paleness and then dark black, which and then everything in between. So they've got the 3 brown tones and then the slightly more taupey kind of grey shade, which, to be honest, I don't actually use that one, but I use all of the others, and it's just the perfect everyday palette, no matter what your skin tone or what kind of colour that you're looking to go for, what kind of look you're looking to go for. You can smoke it up a bit, you can like do a really heavy smoky eye, or you can do a really like beautiful neutral eye, and it's just divine. You've got your highlight colour and blending colour and everything, and it's just really lovely. I also love how small the compact is. Another one that I fell in love with this year is from NARS, and it's their Climax palette. This, like, on the offset, this looks like a bit jazzy because there's some glittery glitters in here. There's like a blue kind of shimmer glitter, there's a khaki one, which actually this is very wearable, but when you start using it, the whole palette is actually very wearable, and the like actual formulation of the eyeshadows is beautiful. They blend so nicely, and they're just very easy to work with. Personally, I use these 3 shades here the most. This like rose gold colour, these 2 kind of neutral paler tones, and then the aubergine as well. But the like heavier shimmer colours are really nice if you want just a little something extra, and you can see they are really nicely pigmented, but they're also just easy to work with. Sometimes shimmers or glitters can be difficult. You can get a lot of fallout. They can just be not easy if you're not like a pro. These are just lovely. Love this palette, really like it. Mascara wise, I've got 2 favourite mascaras. The first one I think was in last year's favourites as well, because I discovered this I think at the end of 2020. It's the bareMinerals Strength and Length mascara, so I won't go on about this too much because I've spoken about it a lot over the year, but I've been using these 2 mascaras pretty much exclusively this year. Maybe I've dabbled a few times, but these are like my 2 standout favourites. The bareMinerals Strength and Length is basically a mascara and a lash serum kind of combined in one, but the mascara is actually really good, whereas normally serum is just a serum, or the mascara is a bit rubbish and doesn't actually perform. Really like this, and if you like a very defined look, it has a really unusual brush that looks kind of like a squashed bug. That sounds really weird, but it's like very flat and pointy, and it just kind of reminds me of a squash bug, but it does its job really well. It really kind of separates your lashes while at the same time being nice and volumizing and lengthening. On the other side of things is an old rediscovery. This is not a new product. It's the Bobbi Brown Smoky Eye Mascara, a classic. However, one that I had forgotten how good it was until the last couple of months. I've been using this and it's just outstandingly good. Like, honestly, so good. It's the perfect balance between giving you like really bam, like volumized length and lashes, but at the same time not being too clumpy, but giving you just that right level of clump. I like heavy lashes, and this is just really good. Very unassuming packaging, very average looking, not average performing. Another thing I wanted to mention is actually a primer. I probably should have put this at the beginning, but I forgot. And this, I feel like I got this right at the beginning of the year, maybe even the end of 2020, but this is the Elizabeth Arden Flawless Start Hydrating Serum Primer. So I feel like I spoke about this quite a lot at the beginning, end of the year. This is still one of my absolute favourite primers of all time. It's probably the only primer I've really used a lot this year. I'm trying to think if I've used anything else. Maybe I've used a few other things. This is the one that sticks in my mind though as being like the best and really kind of outperforming everything else. Love that. And then lipstick wise, actually I don't have many that I want to talk about. The one that I'm wearing right now, well, I did just put blush over the top of it, is the Guerlain Kiss Kiss Shine Bloom in 219 Eternal Rose. This is one of those lipsticks that's just so easy. You can throw it in your bag, you can slap it on. It's pretty, it's comfortable to wear. It's like a nice balmy texture. The colour is beautiful. It's a little bit more than a kind of nudie. It has like the like a little bit of a pink mauvey tone to it, but it actually lasts longer than most kind of, you know, most like balmy lipsticks disappear in 5 minutes. This is really nice. It wears off really beautifully. It doesn't just disappear instantly or kind of wear off in patches. It's just, yeah, really nice. Love that. Moving on to skincare. I'm going to start with eye serums because they're the ones that are right in front of me. A brand that I have really discovered this year and absolutely loved is BioEffect. Now, this was a brand that they'd sent me a few products from their range previously, and I just didn't really get it. Like, they're quite an expensive brand. The packaging is very plain. I've tried them and like quite liked them. I was kind of like, why is this brand so expensive? Like, didn't really give it the time to like properly test it out. And And then I went and got kind of introduced to the brand and told more about the science behind it. It's a really interesting brand. They're Icelandic. If you want to know more about them, I suggest like heading over to their website, because I'm like not a brand ambassador and know like everything about them, but really interesting brand, and actually their products are fantastic. This is my favorite one by a long way. This is the EGF eye serum, and I love it partly because of the texture. It's very kind of, it's almost verging on oily, like it's like an oil-in serum kind of texture, but I really, really like it. I also love the packaging. So it has this push-up metal rollerball, so it's really cooling to use. A little bit goes a very long way, I should note that as well. The same with their original EGF serum as well, which is good, but I prefer the eye version. Really like that. The other thing that I love from them as well, just gonna put it in here in the middle of the eye products just because we're talking about that brand, is the hydrating cream. I think this is a new product for them this year. This is like a heavy, I use it as a heavy day cream, but you can use it as a kind of lighter night cream. It annoys me it doesn't have SPF, because I feel like if it had SPF, it would be like my dream day cream. It's so nice. It sits beautifully under makeup and is just super hydrating. If you have dry skin, but you don't want something heavy or greasy to kind of like really like make it like feel a bit cloggy, or also that doesn't sit well under makeup, this is the answer, because it's like, it's really hydrating but still quite lightweight. I'm gonna come back to the eye cream, because I also then want to talk about this product which kind of sits alongside that. This is the Algenist Sleeping Collagen, and I feel like I spoke about this a lot last year as well, and I'm still using it. I love it so much. The texture of this product is like butter, quite literally. It's solid, it's very oily. If you have dry skin, this is the most divine thing to use at night. And I have to say, apart from AHA kind of peel products, which I'll get onto in a minute, this is one of the only products where the day after using it, I'm like, wow, I noticed a difference in my skin. And considering it is like essentially a night cream, that's really exceptional. Algenist I still feel like is one of the most underrated brands on the internet. People don't talk about it very much. I really, really love their products. This is so good. If you have dehydrated skin, I would 100% recommend checking it out. An expensive brand, but a little bit goes a long way with this, and it is just excellent. Like, you really notice the difference. Back to eye cream. Origins reformulated their ginseng eye cream this year, and I love it. This is a product that I used to love years ago and kind of forgot about, and then came back to when they relaunched it. They relaunched another shade as well for darker skin tones, because although it's not actually tinted, like it's not a, you know, it's not a coloured product, because it has a light reflecting pearl element to it, I think if you have darker skin tone, it's probably a little bit too light reflecting, so they introduced a darker tone to work for deeper skin tones. And they also introduced vitamin C and niacinamide into the formula, so they made it a little bit more active as well as being brightening. Really, really love this, and it sits really nicely under makeup, and just, I need all the help I can get in the under eye area at the moment, let's put it that way. Another thing from Origins I absolutely fell in love with this year is the spray from the ginseng range. So this is the Energy Boosting Treatment Lotion Mist, which is just so divine, and it smells like oranges. The actual scent of it reminds me of the Atelier Cologne Orange Sanguine scent, but for your face. It's just lovely, and I feel like it just really like lifts you and refreshes you. It's really cooling. Love a good facial spray. Serum wise, 3 serums that I've really loved this year. The first one being my Vichy Lift Active Supreme HA Epidermic Filler, which is basically a hyaluronic acid serum. So super hydrating, plumping, amazing if you put it on kind of damp skin in the morning, and just, oh, just lifts you right up. Love this. Hyaluronic acid serums, you can get really good affordable ones. I love the Inky List one. The Ordinary one's really good. This one is slightly better because it's slightly less sticky, and I find it's a bit better when you use it kind of under your eye area. But I wouldn't pay much more than this for a hyaluronic acid serum, because you can get really good ones on the high street. I've seen some that are like 80, 90 pounds. I'm just like, it can't be worth that, in my opinion. Going to the more expensive side of things serum wise, the Algenist Genius Liquid Collagen. So this is the serum version of the sleeping collagen that I was just talking about. Love this. It's so refreshing and cooling, yet plumping, and it just feels like a treat for your skin. I really like using this in the morning. It sits really nicely under makeup. You definitely have to leave it a couple of minutes for it to kind of sink in, because it is that strange kind of it's got that like beads within a kind of serum vibe to it. Looks like little eggs in there, but it does have that kind of slightly oily, like oil and serum feel to it. Really, really nice though. Love that. And then lastly, a new formulation of the Prevage anti-aging serum. This has been out for years and is so nice. I love the Prevage range. It's like the premium range from Elizabeth Arden, but they've re-released their kind of hero serum. So this is the anti-aging daily serum 2.0. It's basically an antioxidant serum and it's just divine. I love the texture of it. It's perfect for morning time. It just literally leaves your skin looking gorgeous and just fresh, and it's very smooth as well. So again, sits nicely under makeup, which is a priority for me for daytime skincare, because I don't have a huge amount of time to sit there and kind of wait for it to do its thing before I put makeup on. Cleansers. I'm obsessed with cleansers. I love them. The first one being the Garnier Micellar Vitamin C version. I'm not sure if this is actually even out yet, because I work with Garnier. I have worked with Garnier this whole past year. So I got a sneaky preview of this. As you can tell, I've had it for a while. These bottles last forever. I didn't think I was going to like this. I love all of the other micellars. I love them. However, with vitamin C, I was like, oh, I like using micellar to take my eye makeup off, so I don't know if that's going to be a bit of an issue. It's not at all. Leaves your skin super bright and just refreshed and, you know, radiant looking, but also takes off all your eye makeup and everything as well at the same time. I use these micellars every single day, and this has been my go-to one for the past 6 weeks or so. Love it. Other cleansers, from the really affordable to the slightly ridiculously expensive, the Clé de Peau cleansing cream oil. They've sent me a few products over the years, and a lot of them I've tried and been like, oh, I really like that, but I don't think it's really worth the money. Like, that's a lot of money. This is just divine. It is so nice. As the name would suggest, it starts off as a cream and then it kind of melts into an oil on your skin, takes everything off, leaves your skin feeling divine. It's so nice. I'm not entirely sure if they might have discontinued this, because I've searched for it a few times online. It's been sold out everywhere, so I don't know if that's a stocking issue or if they've just got rid of the product. Either way, it's very good. And then another higher end cleanser, if you like cleansing balms, Zellen's new one, the Shiso balm, is divine as well. It's more like it's like a liquid cleansing balm. It reminds me of the Sarah Chapman one for that, in that respect, that it's in an actual pump. It's so lovely. It leaves your skin so nice. If you want something a bit richer, that's a really good option. And then if you want something, if you've got sensitive skin and you want something a bit more affordable, the SOS Cleanse from SOS Serum Skincare, which I've spoken about this brand. It's a fairly new brand. Their packaging is nothing special. Just try and ignore that. The SPF, I've spoken about loads, is outrageously good for the price. It's like £15 and it is divine. This is their cleanser, which is it's kind of like a gel cream, and it kind of melts down into a very light balm. So it's not heavy, it's not like greasy, however it's not stripping on your skin either. So if you have really sensitive, kind of sensitized, irritated skin, this is amazing. And it takes everything off. The one thing I would say about this is, if you don't like or if you like fragrance things and you want it to smell nice, this doesn't smell very nice because it's unfragranced, so you can essentially just smell the ingredients. They don't smell bad, it just smells like, yeah, like nothing nice, nothing too fragrant. And then lastly for skincare, 2 exfoliating products that I love. The first one being not necessarily a rediscovery, but I've started using it again. So the Kate Somerville Exfoliate I used years ago and loved it so much. They actually used to use microbeads in it, and then they have stopped using microbeads, obviously, because I think pretty sure they're banned everywhere now, but definitely banned in the UK anyway. It's just so good. It's a combination of manual exfoliation and chemical exfoliation, so it actually has the little scrubby beads in it. You massage it in for, I think it's 30 seconds, and then you leave it on your skin for 2 minutes, in which time the acids get to work and it literally leaves you with like a new face underneath. So good, but very strong. Be very careful with it. It's expensive. I think this little dinky, this is like a travel size one, is about £22 or something like that. The full size one is around 70, I believe. But a little bit goes a long way, and it is mighty good. The Charlotte Tilbury Super Radiance Resurfacing Facial is another one that I've been loving this year. This reminds me of the Drunk Elephant Baby Facial, but maybe a little bit less aggressive. The Baby Facial is strong. This is also strong. You wouldn't want to use it for longer than the recommended 20 minutes on your face unless you have like elephant skin and it's hardcore and can deal with a lot of acid. You need to be careful with this. So essentially it's 15% AHA, BHA, PHA plus exfolactive. they've called it, which I'm assuming is lactic acid. It leaves your skin just feeling and looking incredible. I never really went to Charlotte Tilbury for skincare before. Obviously, she's a super famous makeup artist, so I've always, like, you know, thought about her brand being very much a makeup brand, but this stuff is really, really, really good. Very, very impressed with it. I also want to just jump back to makeup really quickly because I found this in the bottom of the bag when I was looking through, and I was looking for it this morning. I was like, I've lost it. I can't believe I've lost it to film this video. It was in the bottom of my makeup bag. Brow pencil, last minute entry. This is the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim 1.5mm defining pencil. I wear the shade medium brown. Super affordable, super good. I've used this non-stop this year. Tried loads of other things as well, but I always come back to this. It's got a little spoolie on the end, super fine, just really, really brilliant. And lastly, for hair, the Philip Kingsley Elasti Styler is their elasticizer, like, leave-in conditioner. Love this stuff. I've still been using this, like, I think this is my second one of these, and I just, yeah, love it. I've also been absolutely loving purple serums. There's two that I really, really rate. The Orbay one, which is very pricey because it's Orbay. I love Orbay. They're expensive, but man, their products are good. Bright Blonde Essential Priming Serum. Love this stuff. This is more of a serum kind of texture. And then they have the affordable version, which is the L'Oreal Elvive Purple Reviving Oil, which is richer and more oily, depending on what your hair needs and your budget. Both of these are very good if you're blonde and you like using purple shampoo to kind of keep the brassiness out of your hair. I really like the fact that these have kind of brought that concept into styling products, because it's really, in my opinion, it's really nice. I really like both of them. And it actually, like, just slightly tones down any excess tones that you don't want. And then the last product is the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Advanced Clean Dry Shampoo. This goes off like a fire hydrant. It's insane. You guys will know, if you follow me a lot, how much I love the original of this. It's so good, like, really, really brilliant. This is like a hardcore version, which I would use more for actually as a dry shampoo as opposed to a hair styling product, because a lot of the time I use dry shampoos as like texturizing sprays. This is really good. If you love the original one, you have to try this. And last but not least, my camera's doing something funny, so I'm trying to, like, rush through this last bit because, not gonna lie, I filmed this a couple of times. It's like deleted some of the files. I'm like, camera, this is the last video for a while, so just be good, okay? Stop messing me around. The Dyson Corral hair straighteners. I get asked so often, both online and in real life, about whether or not the Dyson styling products are worth the money. And I have to say, out of all of them, the Airwrap, the hairdryer, Supersonic, and the Corral straighteners, I think these are probably where, if I was gonna go back and just buy one, it would be these, because I use them so much. Like I said, I can curl with them, which I can't with my GHDs. I also really like the curl that they give. They're cordless. I know GHD brought out some cordless stylers this year, but that is like a revelation for me as well. And they work really nicely. I like the kind of concept of being minimizing the heat on your hair and kind of like caring for your hair a bit more rather than frazzling it with like a million degrees. And they're really good. And I reach for them all the time. I still do use my GHD waving wand. I still use my GHD stylers if I'm just doing the front, or if I'm traveling and I want to just actually no, sometimes I do take these. They're a bit heavier, depends where I'm going. But with these, I find when I'm at home, I reach for them all the time, and they're like my go-tos for straightening my entire hair or for just doing a quick curl. So yeah, that is it for my 2021 favorites. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully I'll be back at some point. But like I said in the beginning, thank you all so much for all of your love and support. You are amazing. I'll see you on Instagram, and I hope you all have a fantastic year. Bye.